Jackson, your play-by-play for the Edmonton Canucks. You've got it locked in the line change, a Vancouver Canucks podcast.
Canucks Nation, welcome back to the Line Change, a Vancouver Canucks podcast. The Vancouver Canucks are entering the final act of what can only be described as a Greek tragedy. We're down to the final 24 games, but the only number anyone in the city is counting is 9. 9 days until the NHL trade deadline. It's not just about losing anymore, it's about the identity of this franchise. We are witnessing the most significant rebuild this organization has seen this century. Patrick Allvin and Jim Rutherford aren't just looking for minor tweaks, they're looking to offload experienced NHL talent for draft capital. Today we're breaking down the trade lists, the pending free agents, and the veterans who might have played their last game at Rogers Arena. Let's start off by taking a look at the rental market, which would include Evander Kane, Teddy Blueger, and David Kampf. Let's start off with Evander Kane. His season in Vancouver looks like it's going to be a one and no. You could, or I could say one and done, but I'm going to go ahead and say one and dud, because that's what this season feels like it has been for Evander Kane. He's been professional, but he openly admitted this week that he'd welcome a move to a playoff contender for a team at the bottom of the standings, keeping a $5.15 million cap hit for a pending UFA makes 0 sense. The question isn't if he goes, but when and where. Next up, we have Teddy Blueger. Blueger is the heartbreaker for some fans, myself included. He wants to stay. He's vocal about loving the city, but management hasn't picked up the phone for a contract extension. Also, him being a pending UFA, he could possibly get you that draft capital that we spoke about. He's been through this before with Vegas and Pittsburgh, so he's at peace with it. But his departure marks a significant loss in the locker room, especially with how Blueger has, spoken up for the Canucks in, recent weeks. Next up, we have David Kampf. Kampf is the classic deadline depth piece. Allvin will likely take whatever he can get for him, which could be a 4th or 5th round pick, just to, stockpile assets. It's a numbers game at this point when it comes to David Kampf. Next up, let's take a look at the core under fire, which would include Connor Garland and Jake DeBrusk. Let's start things off with Connor Garland. Now we get into the players with term. Connor Garland's name has been in rumors since the day he arrived from Arizona. He's 29. He's a relentless play driver, and frankly, he's been one of the few consistent bright spots. Rutherford says he's open to anything, but trading Garland is a measure twice, cut once situation. You don't replace that kind of engine easily at all. Next up, we have Jake DeBrusk, who is two seasons into a 7-year deal, and he's already seeing his name on Twitter trade lists. DeBrusk mentioned the quote-unquote heightened pressure in a market like Vancouver. When you're in last place, if Allvin finds a partner willing to take on that term, maybe the Oilers, does he pull the trigger to reset the books? It feels like no one, or absolutely no one, is safe unless your name is maybe Philip Hronek. Now let's take a look at the media conjecture, which would be Elias Pettersson and Brock Besser. Now, obviously, we have to talk about the elephant in the room. The EP40 chatter hasn't stopped. Whether it's injury concerns or underperformance related to that $11.6 million cap hit, the fan base is split. Although you could argue fan base is leaning more heavily towards get rid of this guy. Some want to build around him. Others are ready for a total scorched earth reset. A lot of people feel as though this rebuild cannot officially start until Elias Pettersson is traded. While a deadline deal for a superstar, and I use that term loosely at this point, is rare, the fact that we're even discussing it shows how deep the frustration goes. Next up, we have Brock Besser, whose stock has fluctuated wildly after the recent hits and his goal drought. There's a growing sentiment that maybe a change of scenery is inevitable if the Canucks are serious about a biggest ever rebuild. Moving a core piece like Brock Besser might be the only way to get the high-end draft picks they desperately need. Then again, we know his value is not high at all, and it needs to be built back up. So, as we said in our trade or keep video, Brock Besser is someone they should probably hold on to, at least until he can build back up his trade value. Now let's take a look at coaching in what I like to call coaching in a construction zone. And this is the Adam Foote dilemma. How do you coach this? Adam Foote is trying to keep morale up while the locker room is filled with guys who have their suitcase half packed. He joked about the complications, but you can tell the quote-unquote noise is affecting the on-ice product. The Canucks are 32nd in team toughness, and the focus has shifted from winning games to surviving the deadline. Now, the winning culture gap. Let's talk about that. Bluger noted that losing hurts morale more than the trade uncertainty. That's a damning indictment of where this team is currently at. They aren't just losing games, they're losing the belief that this game can win together. March 6th is the finish line for this particular roster. Rutherford and Albion are likely to prioritize picks over players, meaning the team that faces Winnipeg, or that the team that faced Winnipeg last night, will look very different in 2 weeks' time. It's a painful process, but for a franchise in last place, it's the only path forward. If you're the GM, who is the one player you refuse to trade? Is it Filip Hronek? Is it Elias Pettersson? Let me know down below in the comments section. We're going to be covering every move that leads up to this trade deadline. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and smash that subscribe button, and be sure to have your notifications turned on so you don't miss more in-depth analysis on your Vancouver Canucks. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, is built for the fastest game on ice. With player props and live betting, every shift, every shot, every save gives you options to get in on the game with DraftKings Sportsbook. New customers bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN, that's code THPN, to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8 HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois, 21 plus in most states. Void in Ontario, restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which will expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. This is a limited time offer. Copyright 2026 NHL, all rights reserved. This video has been a presentation of both DraftKings Sportsbook as well as the Hockey Podcast Network. Be sure to check out the network for your favorite podcast covering your favorite team at thehockeypodcastnetwork.com, the home of hockey podcasts, where it's every team, everywhere. Once again, if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe button to the Line Change for more daily coverage as we continue to count down the days towards the NHL trade deadline. Once again, drop your comments down below. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys on the next Line Change.